Hi everyone! Today I wanted to do an unboxing and a review of Agatha Christie's The Mystery of Hunter's Lodge game from Hunt-A-Killer. So I have been getting into these mystery games over the past month or so, and when I saw that Hunt-A-Killer had one of Agatha Christie, I had to find out more. I love Agatha Christie. I read a lot of her books. I actually even did a video a long time ago about her. And I read The Mystery of Hunter's Lodge. So now the history of Hunter's Lodge is actually only about 12 to 15 pages. So it's a very short story. It's one of her short stories, and I kind of wanted to see where this game would take it, and if the killer would be the same, or if the story kind of would be the same. Yeah, so I'll unbox it, play it, tell you guys what I thought. I actually already started playing it because it takes about 4-5 hours to do it because you have to read everything. But yeah, so let's get going. So this is the standard version, and it comes from Amazon. You can also get the collector's edition from the actual Hunt-A-Killer website. So it comes with all this stuff, and yeah, so the first thing I see is History of Hunter's Lodge. It kind of goes through how you play it, things like that. And then next two things I see are letters. So the premise of the story is that Hercule Poirot, who is one of Agatha Christie's famous detectives, is sick, and you have to come and figure out this mystery. So here is a letter from Arthur Hastings, who is kind of like Hercule Poirot's good friend, and he's like the assistant on a lot of his cases. So Arthur Hastings says, hey, this guy, Huntington Pace, has been found murdered. I put all the clues and all the paperwork I could get a hold of in this package. Please help me solve the mystery. And then there is a letter from Monsieur Hercule Poirot, and it says, you can do it, you can use your little gray cells and solve this mystery. And on the back of this, it gives a little thing for some codes that you will find in the rest of the stuff, in the rest of the items in here. So one of the things about Hunt-A-Killer is that you have to do puzzles around some of these things. I was kind of looking at a couple videos from other ones, and yeah, you kind of have to, throughout there might be some puzzles. So I guess that was one of the puzzles that you have to do. It's these little letter puzzles to figure out the words. So then you have a bit of a newspaper about Harrington Pace. I like a lot of other kind of crime games. You have the suspects. They don't get pictures of all the suspects, but some of them. Here's a couple of them. They have some of the suspects have war records, so there's some war records that you have to read through. Here are a stack of witness statements that you have to read and go through and see what happened. There is a there's a coroner's report that you have to read. And then a lot of the other stuff are like clues and stuff. So there's a diary of somebody, so you have to read the diary to see if there's any clues. There's a poster with a little message on the back. there is a burnt piece of paper with some very interesting clues on it. So there's that. There is another thing which is for another kind of puzzle that you'll have to puzzle out in the game with like a different language. So it gives you that. Picture of the person who was killed. Some writing. There might be a clue there. Harrington Pace, the guy who gets murdered, was having a fundraiser for injured troops. So, more clues. There's a little menu item thing with writing and notes from people. Is there a clue here? A couple of the another one of the puzzles that you have to puzzle out is like these little hieroglyph things. You'll kind of see there's little symbols, and you have to figure out what the words are. Kind of saw that with the burnt paper. There's that. There is a letter with I opened it already. Pieces of a check that's in there. Picture. Some diary entries with sketches. So you kind of have to read these diary entries. I actually kind of like the sketches. A map of the house the person was murdered in. Maybe some clues, and you kind of have to see who was where when. There is a little flask with a number on it, 1012. That was found, I think, very suspiciously not where it should be. In here, it's an envelope for one of the people. There's a telegram with a code that you have to solve. One of the other suspects. A letter. There is a lot of reading in these like mystery games, murder mystery games, but one of the things that I really wanted to see was just how comparing it to the book and story. Here's another little banner. Is there a clue somewhere in here? The solution. And this mysterious bag with a lock. So I think you have to figure out stuff here to open here to get more clues. So that was all the stuff in the box. Like I said, I started reading everything. So I will be back when I'm finished, and I will give you my review and what I think. So I'll be back. Okay, I am back. So open the pouch. Got the code for the lock. And in here, there's some more stuff. Another little code thing that you have to solve. There's an obituary for somebody. The will of the deceased. And some more army records. And this kind of helped show what the motive was. So I did finish it, and the very interesting thing was the only thing I had to compare it to was this other kind of murder mystery game that I was doing, like Cold Case. And this was very different because they actually had items actual like clue items. One of the things I forgot to show you was this ring, and like the banner and that. And then there was one other thing, a little clock. Where? Let's see if I can open it. There we go. Little pocket watch. And there was a clue inside the pocket watch that was inside the bag. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you can fast forward a bit. So the one thing with this game was I kept comparing it to the other mystery game that I had been playing. And the other mystery game that I had been playing was very specific in what you had to find, and then you went online to check if you had actually found it, and it would say, yes, you did. With this box, there were a lot more puzzles that you had to do. There was this like letter puzzle, so it'd give you a string of letters, and you had to put it in this little graph, and then you had to figure out what the code was from that little graph. That was actually kind of fun. I liked that. So I think there was like 2 of those. And there was another code like in a different language, but they give you like the list of words in that language. So as I kind of noticed it right away when I started reading the papers. So as soon as I saw it, I kept translating it as I was going. So I don't know if I was supposed to start doing it that quick, but I did. And then the other code was the little symbols in some of the letters. Like you had to kind of figure out like what the code and what they meant from that. I kept overanalyzing everything. So when a witness, like during the witness statements, I'd be like, okay, well, is this person lying, this person lying, this person lying? So I think I came to the conclusion of who the murderer was, but without having all the evidence. So that was a little different. And one of the other things that was very different was because I had read the book, I was interested to see if the murderer would be the same from the book to here. On the Hunt a Killer website, it said Hunt a Killer's take on Agatha Christie's The Mystery of Hunter's Lodge. So I was like, okay, is it going to be the same murder? Is it going to be someone different? If it is the same murder, are they just going to get to the conclusion a different way? But it was a different murder. So I kept looking for clues to the murderer from the story, and maybe about halfway I was like, okay, I think this is different because this is probably real, this is probably real, this is probably real. And then I had to kind of look down to 2 other people and then go, okay, yeah, it's probably this person. But overall, I had a lot of fun, a lot of reading. Yeah, so hope you kind of like this little review of this story. It felt kind of cool being an Agatha Christie detective and going through all the evidence. I had it all spread out, so I felt like a real detective going through the witness statements and coroner's reports and the pieces of evidence, and then looking at the evidence and going, oh, there's a clue. And then I had let me see if I can show you. I had all of these papers doing all the codes and trying to figure out what the words were. And then there was a couple times where I would do the code, but I was 1 letter off and it'd mess up everything, and then I'd have to go, oh wait, I didn't do that letter correctly. But yeah, so the code part kind of got a little addicting. But yeah, so that was The Mystery of Hunter's Lodge. There is a, where is it? a conclusion. So the answer. So it is a letter from Hercule Poirot, and at the end he goes, "Well done, mon ami. Even though I, Hercule Poirot, am the greatest detective in the world, you are on your way to becoming a formidable investigator. So I might be better than Jap." So it was fun. It was definitely fun doing this. I'm glad I got it. The only difference between the standard version and the collector's edition, so I got the standard version from Amazon. The collector edition is sold on the Hunter Killer's website. The only difference is that this comes in a wooden box, and the watch in the collector's edition is a wristwatch, not a pocket watch. So I kind of went and looked at YouTube videos of other people unboxing the collector's edition, and it was absolutely this exact same thing. So if you want it $100 cheaper, go with this one. Anyway, hope you like this video. If you have ever done little games like this, I love like it tying to like literature and Agatha Christie. Let me know what you thought, and which is your favorite Agatha Christie mystery. Anyway, hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.